We finally make our way into Kepler City to warn the gym leader here, Anastasia, about the perfection cult leader Rukra having an appointment with her. Anastasia has some other duties to fulfill at the space station. She's teaching this employee that the bright circle in between the telescope is called a star. We announce ourselves as a gym challenger, but most importantly, we warn her about Rukra, the perfection cult leader, having an appointment with her. We exit the space station and it starts heavily raining, and it turns out that Audrey with her Lugia are flooding the town with the rainstorm ability and whatnot. Her plan has officially been put into action. Lugia will storm and flood the whole region. Kyogre's true value is only fulfilled in specific circumstances, and Anastasia really can't do anything to beat Audrey because she has to save the townsfolk. We're given the duty to go and find someone that can beat Audrey, but inevitably it's going to be us. We get the scuba gear to dive, and so we need to go to this place called Maelstrom 9, where we can stop Audrey from her plans of summoning Kyogre. We use the dive equipment, scuba gear, to get to Maelstrom 9, and we use our Mew to transform into an abyssal cultist to get through the barrier. We also find a Audrey DNA, so we get that and we transform into Audrey to get past more barriers to finally meet the real abyssal cult leader Audrey. She explains that most of the seas in the world have not been explored yet, and there are a lot of high level Pokemon with stats that rival legendary Pokemon, but only in the seas. So she plans to have Kyogre to command them, because Kyogre has a unique power to command all these strong Pokemon, and with doing so she can become the strongest ruler of the region of sorts. It also talks about how she's lost her life, her child, to fulfill this dream of hers, which I find pretty interesting because I think I have an inkling on who her child may be. We are quickly challenged by her. The cool Abyssal Cult logo comes up, and we are challenged by Abyssal Cult leader Audrey. She leads with a lantern, which we take out with Delta Snorlax. Delta Snorlax also woodhammers the Kyogre into non-existence. Delta Charizard was gonna deal with the Ludicolo, but she switches the Ludicolo in favor of an Alakazam. We take down the Alakazam, and Ludicolo just comes in to get killed by us, which is pretty funny. We also take down the Kindra with a Dragon Pulse. We bring out Delta Gardevoir to deal with the Mega Crawdont, which we do with a Thunderbolt. And yeah, that's Abyssal Cult leader Audrey defeated pretty easily. Even though we defeated her, she claims that the water levels are still rising and stirring, and her Pokemon which rival the stats of Legendary are gonna appear anyway. However, we are interrupted by Molde, the guy from the Sonata Hills hospital, the guy that got infected with Pokerus by Ryukra. He claims he's been empowered by Pokerus, and he also invites Audrey to join him and give him the crystal. And Audrey is pretty shocked because she doesn't realize why he's doing this, but this guy also explains that while the goals may differ, his accomplice, Damian, wants her to be alive. Damian is actually Audrey's son, which is revelation of the century. Damian forces the crystal piece from Audrey's hands, and Damian just basically takes the crystal away. But without the crystal, Audrey can no longer control Kyogre, and Kyogre literally brings Audrey and pushes her into the ocean, and she's presumed to be dead. Amalde praises and reassures Damian that he did the right thing and whatnot. We quickly report all of this to Harmony about all that happened, the appearance of Molde, Damian. She also praises us for taking down the Abyssal cult because we're the first person to ever take down a cult since the first Augur himself. Harmony wants us not to make any rash decisions and tells us to go fight the next gym leader at Kepler City, which is Anastasia, which we were supposed to fight, but due to story we didn't. There's also this ominous guy that's just at the Abyssal cult place. One down, the mistress will be most pleased. The shards will return to us. Earth, it's almost time to come back to the mirror.